welcome to What My Grandkids Call Me. Oh my God, this is so awesome. Okay, guys, so we got mom and two daughters, but everybody's grandma.
Yes.
Okay. You know,
Sorry,
your
the
mom
third
gonna
one
have to
couldn't
help
be
me. She
here.
got me doing this 3. I'm so used to doing 1. But this is gonna be a hit. Okay, so first off, what my grandkids call me. So if you look behind me, I have a wall of the grandmas I have Zoomed saying what my grandkids call me. Okay, so I am going to put each one of your grandma names on the what my grandkids call me Zoom. So how about we start with Winnie? What do your grandkids call you?
I have 2 names. All of them except for one call me Grandmommy with a MMY, not an IE.
Okay.
And then the other child, I don't know how he slipped in, and I don't know how come I let him do it, but he was a cutie at that age. He still is. He calls me Mena, MENA.
Oh, that's a new one.
Yeah, and I say, what do you want, sweetheart? Grandmommy says, you know, what do you want? And he says, Mena, can I? You know, so he does never change.
Wonderful.
He's 13
He's 13 now? Cool.
Yeah.
So do you want Grandmommy or Mena?
Grandmommy.
It has to be both.
Okay,
Well, no,
let me get all my letters together here.
Closer.
Okay, I'm gonna do.
He's adorable.
Look at that.
Okay, let's do Grandmommy first.
Okie dokie. You need a step stool there, girl.
Huh?
But you need a step stool.
Oh, I know. No, I wouldn't try that with me and my old self, honey. I'll be on fell down. I just go as far as I can tiptoe. Okay. Grandmommy, GRAN. You want the D?
Yes, ma'am.
So tell me, Grandmommy, how did you react when your daughter told you for the first time you were going to be a grandma? What was your reaction?
Wow.
Great.
Don't remind her of what her reaction was.
40 years
She'll be
ago.
40 this time.
Oh my gosh. Well, they just informed me that it was 40 years ago, this coming February.
Your oldest grandson?
Granddaughter is 40.
Oh, amazing!
Valentine's Day coming up.
Oh my gosh, that's so amazing!
So I think I was 42 and too doggone young to be a grandmother.
I know that's right. That's what we thought when we were that age.
Yeah, so we got together one night. Now, this is the way I remember it. The 3 of us that you see here,
Okay.
because the other daughter was only 10-ish. Be quiet.
Okay, so I'm the one who told her. Maybe I should tell the story.
Maybe you should.
Just kidding. You go ahead.
Well,
Okay,
anyway,
go ahead.
So I said to him I did not want to be called grandma or granny.
Oh, okay. That story.
Yeah.
She didn't ask that question.
Well, she didn't ask that
She didn't
question.
That's what your reaction was.
She didn't ask how you got your grandma name.
Well,
She
not yet. I
asked-
just want to know. Well, that's going to be the next question. But first, I wanted to know your reaction.
We'll help you keep her straight. We got it.
What was your
She's like herding
reaction?
cats. You know?
What was the first question is what was your reaction to finding out you were going to be a grandma? Then how did you get your grandma name?
I was surprised. I mean, I didn't know what to do, and I don't really know exactly how to answer that because I was happy because, well, I told her she had to have a little girl because I didn't know at that time little girls ran in the family. I was partial to little girls. And she did.
She had a little girl just like you ordered.
It was my job to have all the boys, apparently.
Yeah, it was. No, when the baby came, I was over the moon, and Cindy and I were in the downstairs in the hospital, not in the waiting room by the OB. No, we were downstairs, and she was finishing up a blanket that she had made for the baby while we were in the waiting room.
Okay.
Oh, was I?
Yeah, remember? The
No,
little heart?
40 years ago. I don't
The
remember
heart?
that.
The heart? She had crocheted a heart,
Oh my God, I love y'all.
I made her a heart also.
and she
A
put
heart
the
blanket with her name and her birth
Yeah.
date and her.
Oh, so that was what I
on
was
it.
finishing up then?
Yeah.
Oh, I knew the animals.
Right, yeah.
Okay, so,
She made
sorry.
her a white blanket with a heart embroidered
I-
on it because she
in-
was born
in
on
red,
Valentine's
yeah.
Day.
She was born on
And then put
Valentine's Day.
Put her name on it and her birth weight and her
Yeah.
birth length.
Does she
and
still
her
have that?
birthday. Yes.
Wow. Could you send me a picture of that?
Sure.
Oh, I love
I remember the animal one.
Yes.
Gee, Grandmommy remembered that more than the one that made it. Remembered.
Okay, did you say was IE or Y? What did you say?
Why?
Okay.
Sorry.
All right, go ahead. Continue the story.
Well, that's basically the
The reaction to the pregnancy.
the
Now, how did you
reaction.
get that name?
how did you get the name Grandmommy?
Okay, don't forget Mena.
I will, but I'm still working on Grandmommy. And Mena is what? MENA or MINA?
M-E.
Okay.
Very simple. Yeah, so we were sitting around, and they said something about, what are we going to call you? And I said, I can't stand Granny and Grandma, you know. And
Be nice.
I won't say what it reminds me of.
Be nice.
So I'm trying to
Be nice, because I'm
We're
Granny.
poking her under the TV. I don't know if you can see the camera, but we're kicking her.
Oh gosh.
Joy, you haven't lived until you
No,
get
I
together with
forgot. I
us.
forgot just that quick what you said. MENA or MINA?
M-E.
Okay.
I'll try to make it short. So anyway,
That's okay.
we tossed around a whole bunch of names. Oh my gracious, Nama, Mima, grandmother, and I wasn't quite that sophisticated. And so one of them says, well, Mommy, you know how to do blah, 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 blah. And I said, yeah. And so the conversation. And then the other one says, Mommy, think about this one.
Yeah, we all still called her
Call
mommy.
her mommy.
They still do.
I
They
love it.
still-
My boys still call me mommy. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
So I looked at him and I said, how about Grandmommy? And that's what happened.
And then, boom, Grandmommy was
Yeah,
born.
it was a natural fit.
Grandmommy. All right. Okay.
And
I'm
all
looking
of
for
the children, except for Shane,
Yeah.
has no problem calling her Grandmommy, learning that that's her name, saying Grandmommy. They all said it fine when they were younger, as fine as can be.
I firmly believe
And-
that
And they still
you-
call her as adults. They still
Yeah.
call her grandmommy.
I do. I love that. Yeah.
I
Okay.
firmly believe that you teach the child by saying Grandmommy's coming to see you,
Right.
and not let them come up with some weird name that
Well,
isn't
let's
That's different opinions because a lot of
Yeah.
grandmas just let them, we don't care what they call us as long as they call us.
as long as they
And-
call us.
When they're
that's
3 years
wonderful.
old and they're little and cute and just learning how to talk, and the sounds that they hear all around them are the sounds that they pick up, and that's where they get eo, booga, because that's
Uh-huh.
the sounds they've heard, and they hear that when grandma is around. So they associate the sounds with grandma, and that's how we came up with a whole bunch of names like Koki and Noonie
Aw.
and etc. Okay, so we're gonna put Mimi up now. Okay, tell me again how you spell.
Okay.
M-I, right?
No,
M-E.
M-E.
M-E-M-E.
MENA.
See, I already forgot the name. That's my grandma brain. Okay, Mena.
sorry.
M-E-N-A. So the next daughter, the first daughter of the first grandbaby.
Yeah.
That's me.
Okay, so you tell us how you felt when your child, that daughter of yours, said, oh,
Oh, man.
now you're gonna be a grandma. Oh my gosh.
I never did read that book to her. Yes, I think.
Okay, we've got some crying ongoing here, so it may be a moment before she can talk to
Memories.
you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
Right. We were sitting in her room. She said, Mom, I have something to tell you. And I said, okay. And then she wasn't married. She was older. She was 32 or 3 or something. And she had wanted to be a mom her whole entire life.
Okay.
And she was dating this guy. And she said, I have something to tell you. And I said, okay. And she said, I think I'm probably pregnant.
Probably.
I think I'm probably pregnant.
And so
I
at
love that.
first I
That's
was
good.
like total shocked because this was not like her at all. And then it was just like incredible happiness because she had always wanted to be a mom, even though it wasn't the traditional way of, doing the marriage.
You always wanted a grandchild.
Yeah. Because my other daughter is married and doesn't want children. So I knew that my only avenue of grandchildren was my oldest daughter. And it was just really incredible. It was like a blessing from God, even though it's done a different way.
That's
but,
okay. That's okay.
It's
Like
been
you
a
said,
blessing. And my granddaughter.
adorable. Yep, I
Yep.
see. You got to post
Yep.
that on the page. That's beautiful. Post that on Grandma Loves Her Grandkids.
She's just my whole apple of my eye, how they say it. My whole heartbeat. I just adore that child. And and yeah, so it was very, very overwhelming and just a wonderful, wonderful thing.
And what's your grandma name?
My grandma name is Maman.
And your mama told me because I got extra letters, but she said you'd never heard these two grandma names, and that's right.
Well, let's hope she's got my letters. I don't know. She may not have my letters.
So
She may not.
Okay.
It's MAMAN.
Oh, that's the way you spell it.
Yeah.
I spell it the French way.
That is the French way.
MAMAN.
MAHON.
No,
Yeah.
I thought it was MAMON.
Yeah.
Maman.
Right.
And not AN.
It's MAMAN. Yeah.
Hmm.
I always thought that too.
Yeah, I thought it was
Kristen always corrects me.
She would. She's a teacher.
Okay, so Maman. And how did you come up with that name?
Okay, so again, my daughter Crescent, who had the baby and stuff.
What's her name?
Her name is Crescent.
Oh
I have
my
the most
gosh,
beautiful names for
that
grandchildren.
is beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh my,
Crescent
I have
Marie.
never heard that before. It just, I bet you light up. That's a light up your heart name, Crescent.
Crescent
Wow.
Marie. Yeah.
Okay, MAMAN.
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead.
Okay, so Crescent went on a semester abroad in France while she was in college.
And her name is French, isn't it?
Her name is Old French, yes. So she went there and she came back from her semester abroad and she says, Mom, I know your grandma name. And I said, you do? Because we had always talked about it because of Grandmommy.
Oh,
what would I
okay.
be?
Okay.
So she comes home, she says, from France, Mom, I know your grandma name. I said, okay. She said, Maman. I said, oh, Maman. I said, where'd you get that? She goes, France. It's
Oh.
French for mother. And she goes, your technical would be grandmaman, but I don't like that. So we're going to call you
Just
Maman. And I
Maman.
was like, that works for
Oh,
me.
that's
she said-
very cool.
She said she liked it because of how it sounded on the lips
Yeah,
and
when
how
it
it
kind of rolls
flows,
off the
Maman.
tongue. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maman.
I think it fits you.
And then, so since I didn't have grandchildren, because that was like 20 years or 18 years before Lily was born, they used to call me Maman to get me ready. And then
Oh.
also I have grand dogs. So they
Oh,
all
okay.
have dogs, my daughter. So I was Maman to the dogs, and then I finally became
The real Maman.
official on to Lillian.
And your first was a granddaughter, or?
Yeah, I only have one.
Oh,
I just have
okay.
one.
I
So,
told you I ordered daughters. I told you that.
oh, I love it. I love it. Oh my goodness. All right. So let me see my letters here.
You should have gotten
Okay.
Perfect.
All right. So that was Wendy, right?
Yes.
And now Cindy,
Cindy.
right? Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Cindy? I forgot to ask you, Wendy, though. Oh no, did I ask you how you felt when you found out she was pregnant?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, Cindy, how did you feel when you found out your baby was pregnant?
Well, my baby is a boy because I had to break the rules. I have the only
Yeah.
boys.
All right.
So I have a son and then I have 3 grandsons. I've got the boys covered.
Okay.
Yes.
So when your
So
son came and
my
said,
son told me, and I didn't think I was going to do it.
"Oh, we froze."
It's an overwhelming joy, and at the same time, it was a worry and a concern. Because I didn't feel they were ready and stable. So I was concerned, but the joy is like,
Yeah, yeah,
give me my hands on that baby. Not
Yeah.
even existing yet.
absolutely.
But it was also a little bit different because I still had at home a 6 and an 8-year-old.
Oh,
I have
His
kids from 2
brothers.
different marriages.
oh, okay,
And so my oldest is 20 years older than my youngest.
okay. I
So
see.
he'd already been out of the house and on his own, and he, was with his wife, and that's I'm still raising little ones.
Right.
So I haven't been the type of grandmother I have always imagined myself to be. Come stay with me, and we'll do a weekend of baking cookies and all this kind of imagined stuff.
Right,
Hasn't
I
happened
know.
because I'm still raising kids.
Right. Absolutely.
So I feel a little cheated on that one, but
It's
they're almost
just a little-
14 and almost 16 now. So
Yeah. It's
but
just
it
a
was
little
just-
different. You're not
it's a little
cheated.
different. It's
Never
a little
cheated.
different, but
That's when it comes to a kid, you're never cheated. You're just
Yeah.
like a little different.
Yep.
But no matter how and when they come, and whether I had one lady that had a 20 something year old and a 6-year-old. So
mhm.
that was the same daddy. And I was like,
Yeah.
okay, he
Yep,
waited a long time to do it again. That's what I
Yep.
said. So how did you get, well, what is your grandma name?
My grandma name is ZsaZsa.
Ah, see, and there was another different one. Okay, so how do we spell ZsaZsa? With
It's
a Z.
Z.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh,
Z.
this is the only Z in the world. I
You're
wish
gonna
I
need
had
2
met
of 'em.
you
You're gonna
before
need 2
my
of 'em.
book, because I did a book that's coming out in the spring, and I had to make up Z names because I only had 3, and I didn't have a ZsaZsa.
Well,
That
you're gonna
would have
need
been
2
so
Z's.
perfect. So how do you spell it?
ZsaZsa.
Oh, this is really different. She said ZSA, not ZAZA. Okay, let me find the S. Oh, I love it. And how did you come up with that name?
Well, my son said that I I could be named anything I wanted to name. What did I want? And he says, do you want Grandmommy? And I went, no, because there's only one Grandmommy. So no.
All right, okay.
And he said, okay. And I searched around and I looked at this and I looked at that and didn't like this and didn't like that. And then I had a couple names and I said to my husband, do you like this one or do you like that one? Because he was the 2 that were still in the house now, my youngest 2 were so young. He was just now getting, being called, Papa.
Dad,
So he's going,
yeah.
he was having a hard time wrapping his mind around because we adopted
Grandpa.
these 2.
Right.
Yeah. So, he'd only had him, 5 years at that
Something like
point.
that, yeah.
So he'd only been a dad for 5 years and, we're going to be grandparents now. So, so he
That's
wasn't
how
ready.
got his name.
Yeah, he
was
wasn't
Grumpy.
ready for any kind of grandma and grandpa words and names and things like that. And so I said, I kind of like ZsaZsa. And he goes, oh, I like ZsaZsa a lot.
Oh,
And so we, we settled on ZsaZsa, and my son was very accepting of it. And my daughter-in-law was like, well, that's different. And then my son goes, I don't know. And she goes, she said ZsaZsa, and it's ZsaZsa. And I said, thank you, Lauren.
ah,
Yep.
that's perfect. Oh my gosh.
So my husband couldn't settle on a name for the longest time. And so consequently, if you don't have a name, a child has a hard time having a relationship with you because you're a non-entity. And so he's known for being a little bit on the grumpy side. So that's his name, is Grumpy.
Is it?
Instead of
Aw.
Grandpa, it's Grumpy. And the minute I named him
Yes.
Grumpy, my grandbaby Zachary just had a relationship.
Yeah.
And he comes over and he goes, where's Grumpy? Is Grumpy at work? Where is he?
Oh,
So he's
that's
got
so
a relationship with
precious.
now because he's got a name. So
That is
Yep.
so precious, Grumpy. And see,
Grumpy.
that's what I meant when I say it doesn't matter what they're called. Because you know what? You can look at your husband and think you would probably think grandfather or grandpa or something, but you would never think Grumpy. And when this little kid comes running to him saying Grumpy, and he smiles and lights up and leans down to swoop him up, it's the best
Yep.
name in the world. That is the best.
yeah.
That's why I love those grandma names, because it does, and grandpa names too. It doesn't matter what they call you. They just make you light up like the moon. Oh my gosh, that's so okay. So now we got everybody, right? Grandmommy
Yep.
Mena, and then Man, and then
Maman.
Maman. Oh, excuse me, Maman, and then
ZsaZsa.
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 ZsaZsa. To get it right now, ZsaZsa. So the folks that see this, they will know how to pronounce them correctly. So I got
It's
one more
better than-
question for each of you. We'll start with Mena, Grandmommy. If you could say one sentence about how your grandkids make you feel. How many grandkids do you have again?
I gotta count because I kept. Do I count the grandchildren in law?
You count
Because I
all,
always call them
grandkids.
grandchildren.
all the ones that call you Grandmommy or Mena are grandkids.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 4, 10,
Oh my goodness.
16, 17, 18. 18.
Wow.
I had to count.
You're close. I
Um,
had one with 22 the other day, so you're getting up there. She was the
Wow.
highest one so far. Yeah,
No,
I had a
there was no
13,
more.
and now you're the
I'll take
18.
one.
Yeah. It's wonderful. I don't care. It's wonderful. All of them are wonderful. That's just nothing like a grandkid. It's so different from having your own, because we're working to raise our own. It's very different. You have a little free breathing room when you have grandkids, because you're not in a situation where you got to make sure you get it right for them to grow up right.
That's right.
Your kids
Yeah.
have grown up right or not, and the grandkids
Right.
are what comes. So tell us.
I learned that, yeah.
Yeah. Tell us, Mena, what would you say if you had to write one sentence describing how your grandkids make you feel? What would that one sentence be?
I guess it would be proud because I've looked at them like in the pool and they're all there. And I'm an only child. And so I look around and I see all these people and I think, oh my gracious,
They're yours.
yeah,
Yours.
we're
All right.
crying, but
Mena says her grandbabies, her grandkids make her feel proud. And that's something that many of us grandparents feel okay. So Wendy, what would your one sentence be? How your grandkid makes you feel?
Overwhelming joy.
Overwhelming joy.
We live together, and so I have a very active, intimate relationship with her. Yeah. Um, and just, she's 7 years old now, and it's just still the same, like I just look at her and we just have so much fun together, and I get to experience the world again through kids' eyes again. And I'm just so grateful, so thankful to my daughter for having her. And she just brings joy to my heart when I see her.
Overwhelming joy is what our Maman feels. All right. And how do you feel? One sentence, how your grandkids make you feel.
She got like 14 sentences.
No, overjoyed.
Well, it's okay. You can do a long sentence. But she's the great grandmother. She's the grandmother of all. But tell us, Cindy, one sentence. But it can be a long sentence. How does your grandkids make you feel?
I don't want to take her overwhelming joy, but it's true. It's
yeah. So you may have a little something to go with overwhelming joy.
It's this feeling that life is going on, and I get to witness it through these little creatures that I think are amazing. And so that also elicits concern, because you want everything right for them. You want them to have the best chance at achieving their greatness. And so you're watching at all times, but this joy is amazing, because you get to see life go on. And it's just, it's incredible.
It is. It's incredible.
The youngest.
Oh, I have the youngest. He's 3 months old.
Oh my goodness.
Can you? I don't know if you can see him. Can you see him?
Yes, I can. Oh, you got to put it on what my grandkids call me page. Not on what my grandkids call me. On Grandma Loves Her Grandkids. That's where you post pictures. Yeah, and that'll be great. You'll be surprised. There's 30,000 grandmas on that page, and you usually get about 1,000 likes when you post your grandbaby's picture. Yeah, I am so glad you have joined me today. You guys are
Thank you for having
fun. I do.
Thank
you. The YouTube channel came up yesterday, so we'll be airing these Zooms on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but they stay up, so they'll continue. My goal here with the Zooms now is to get to 100. So you guys are number 87, but
oh, cool.
Producer decided to start the Zooms on YouTube now instead of waiting until I was already at 100. So you can check out the YouTube, What My Grandkids Call Me, but check out Grandma Loves Her Grandkids. That's the Facebook page.
Okay.
You guys are beautiful.
Thank you, Joy. This was really a pleasure. And I think your idea for what my grandkids call me is a super idea.
Years ago, I was ill years ago. And then when we moved here, I was getting better. And I was trying to think of, because I was still not able to hang out, and go places. I was trying to think of something I could do with the computer, which I didn't know anything about at the time. And Facebook was new. And I was like, what can I do? And my son said, you can put anything you want on there. And then put pictures or make up sayings about it. And I heard at church a few days later, this big guy that was coming to the nursery where I happened to be working that day. And this little bitty doll baby said, boompa, boompa. And he just looked over the little gate and picked him up, and he was just smiling. The sun was coming out of his skin. And I said, I remembered how I got my grandma name. And I said, that's what I could do. I can collect grandma names, because that makes them smile. I can make millions of people smile by just hearing their grandma names. I mean, I don't make them smile, but I can know how they smile, and I can say, well, what is your grandma name? Or what is your grandpa name? And they'll smile, and then they go back to being serious. And I've seen it so much, and it's just a joy. And I just keep getting happier and happier every time I hear names like yours that I never heard before. And that's the best, but it makes me smile and it makes you smile and it makes those grandbabies think you're the world.
What is your grandma name?
My grandma name is Granny.
Granny.
Granny, yeah, Granny. And I heard before I had grandkids, I was teaching, and there was a very serious teacher sitting next to me one afternoon, and her little grandbaby ran in and was saying, Granny, this lady I had never seen smile. Nobody ever saw her smile. She was serious with the teachers and the kids. But the sun came out of her head, out of her body, and she was smiling like you never seen before. And I was like, oh, when I become a grandma, my kids are gonna call me Granny. Because if I can look like that, girl, I was like hooked. And so now I'm Granny. The oldest one is 19, the youngest one is 4. And I love to hear any of them call me Granny. I still light up. I think it's so cool to be Granny.
Yeah, I love that. That's wonderful.
Yeah. Super.
Yeah.
That's so cute.
Thanks. Again, I want to thank you for being with me. And you keep
Thank you
up
for
with
having
us.
us.
Keep up on the page and you'll see whatever we're doing. And if I don't think you see it, I'll call your mom. See you next time.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Thank you.
Bye. Okay, so that was Grandmommy Mena also, and then Maman and ZsaZsa. Love it. See you next time. No matter what they call us. Bye-bye. No matter what they call us, grandkids are inexplicably priceless. Absolutely priceless. Bye now.